Hey everybody, it's June 9th, 2009. I am Sonic Suns, and I'm going to do a simple, rather short video. Hopefully rather short. Well, I imagine you can find out at this point. Just look at the bottom of the thing. Did he actually make a short video? We'll find out. Anyway, about a few common sense tips on negotiating your security on the internet, particularly with passwords. This should all be rather well known, but you never know. A lot of people apparently don't know, because people still fall victim to various attacks and so forth. So, first off, passwords. Everything requires a password these days. Everyone's got email accounts, and then you're going to be like, on a dozen different websites, or forums, or Wikipedia, YouTube, naturally, these sorts of things. And everything's going to want an individual password for that site. There's some movement to alleviate this. There's a thing called OpenID, which basically you would allow one website to manage all your password stuff. Have that website talk to the other websites, things like that. But that's not big enough as it is right now. And there are other things called information cards or iCards or whatever, which possibly still involve passwords. Blah, blah, blah. Cool stuff, how things may change. And then there's, like, stuff that can just scan your face, your voice, and read your brain or something, that we may invent one of those. But in the meantime, passwords. Everyone's got one. Everyone's got many of them. And the worst thing you can do is, well, first off, having a really terrible password, such as password, or 123, or your username, or your real name, or anything really obvious. No, just come up with something, right? One of the classic things to do is to come up with a sentence. The sentence could be like, I make a bunch of YouTube videos. And then just take the first letter from each word in that sentence, put it all together, the password, and throw in a number there somewhere. Like at the end, be like the number of your favorite football player or something. I don't know. -2. So throw something in there. These are things you could memorize easily, but it would be hard for someone else to guess. A bit of throw in like lowercase letters and capital letters, and numbers and special symbols and stuff. The more crap you have thrown in there, the harder it is for people to guess it generally. Password should be something you can pronounce, hopefully, even if it's not a literal phonetic pronunciation of the thing. You should be able to think of it, as a sound that makes it easier to remember, as opposed to just say a string of if it was just symbols, like an asterisk, and then, a question mark, and then an exclamation point, and then it's hard to completely memorize that. But if it's got some letters in there, or something you can even interpret as a letter, and you can just, guagzu or something, oh, okay, now it's pronounceable. Easy to remember. You're going to want to divvy up your passwords into categories. This is what I do. And I'm putting a nice little fine line of not trying to reveal too much of what I do. But I have a couple different categories of passwords. One important category is throwaway. And this is the password or series of passwords that you're going to use for all the random crap on the internet. You click over to maybe like the New York Times or something to read some article, and they're like, to read the whole article, sign up. You're like, frick you. So you give them, your email address, and you need a password. Don't give them the password of your email address, because out of the dozens of random sites you're going to be visiting, the chances are one of them ends up having poor security, or it could even be a malicious site that it's out there to get passwords out of people. Have yourself a throwaway password, which you use only for stuff you don't care about. And that way, and use that for all the random things to log into the New York Times, maybe, and anything you just log in just because they needed a thing to log you in, whatever. That way, if anyone gets a password on these random sites you don't use, the only thing they'll get access to is the random sites you don't use, which doesn't help them very much at all, right? And then the stuff you do use very often, like, say, your email account, hopefully that's got good enough security that you don't need to worry about people grabbing that password very often. But even within that, within stuff you care about, you're going to want a couple of different passwords for, a couple of different levels of security. Whatever things are more important, have a password that's, just for that. Or so things that are used more rarely that way. I'm going to lock that down as much as possible. You know what? I hate when you log into something or you sign up for something the first time. They send you an email that has your password in it, like plain text. Like, what? Another reason for throwaway. The first time I ever sign up for anything, even if I know I'm going to care about it, I almost always give it the throwaway password or some, close variation thereof at first. And then I sign up and we're all cool and I get the email and I click confirm, and then, within 10 minutes later I change it to a password of more interest. Also, you're going to want to change your passwords, say once a year or something. And then just, after the end of a year, you sit around and come up with some sentences, some random stuff, You can sometimes do a simple variation on an old password. Like maybe, there was a number in it and now you added 1 onto that number. You could. That does make it a little easy to guess if someone got the old stuff. So better off just to make up new things. Then, of course, there's the notion of having the passwords written down somewhere. If so, I hope they're written down in a place that no one's going to get to. Not some random scrap of paper you might lose, and someone pick it up and... Nah, that's not good for you. And also, when you're using public terminals, if you're at the library, you have their public computers there, please make sure you be careful about all that. First off, anything really important, like your bank or something, if all possible, log on your own computer, presuming you've done regular stuff to free your computer of spyware and such, which you should do, which you should see my other video called Free Programs You Should Know About. But yeah, doing stuff on a public machine is a little iffy. Unless, again, your own machine is crap and full of spyware, in which case the public machine may actually be safer. Always make sure to log out of stuff. You log in and you order some stuff on Amazon maybe, and then you just walk away, and someone else can come by and, use your account to order more stuff, I just saw some random article by some guy who's being a jerk with that. Trying to, I don't know, teach people a lesson or something, but he just found other people that logged into stuff and screwed around with them. Like, that's not cool. People do that, and people, more malicious than that one random guy. So what I always do is I'm on a machine, I log in, open up a browser, do the thing. When it says, do you want to, memorize this password, click never remember this, if you're on a public machine. Then, when you're done, hit the log out button on the thing, then close the browser, then reset the computer, restart the whole computer, or at least log out of some sort of thing. I like to just hit, restart. The whole thing shuts down, boots up again, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, re-thingamajig. And that helps to clear away any potential someone, snooping in on what you were previously doing. And messing around and stuff like that. There are a couple other solutions there. There's a program called KeyPass, which basically generates entirely different passwords for all the different websites. Keeps it all under one master password, which is super, super secure. Thing is, you have to have the KeyPass program on the computer you're using, which you might be able to do if you have a USB stick. You can get KeyPass on it. That could help. But maybe you don't have a USB stick with you, or maybe the USB drive you can't get to. You can't know these things well in advance, so I never really committed to that. Not particularly, no. And other things, yeah, just don't be an idiot with all that. Don't give out your password easily. Don't get this email, please enter your password. Why should I? It's called a phishing attack, random websites, which will make themselves look like legit websites, even though they're not. Will say, please give us a password, and just give them a fake password. Entirely made up. See if, that gets accepted. If it does, there's a pretty good chance that crap is going down here. Etc., etc., etc. Golden rule, just, be smart. Thanks for watching. See you later.